Hey, this is Zero, and we're continuing Star Wars Week here at ReviewZoneHD, and I'm doing a review right here of The Force Unleashed 2, and this title is one of the main reasons I wanted to do the Star Wars Week, as it's a very underappreciated title, and received mixed reviews just like the original did. But unlike the original, this game doesn't have nearly as many flaws, and sports some pretty good use of its game engine. The physics and breakable objects have been refined and polished, some new force powers have been put in place, such as mind control and a new rage ability. The boss battles have a much higher production quality and are considerably more enjoyable than what was in the first game, but it does sport one major flaw. Let's go ahead and get into the review. Everything about the graphics have been improved upon in this title. The cutscenes look better and all the animations look much more fluid and polished. While your Jedi powers look good in the original, they look even better in this one. Using your lightning in a dark area of the stage and watching as it ripples through things and lights up the entire stage is truly a treat to see. There's a couple stages in which you're free falling that make for some pretty epic sequences, along with the bigger and badder boss battles that break up the typical hack and slash through the stages. The stages also look really well polished as well. Overall, the graphics in this one are just top notch all around. Playing through the original Unleashed on one of the tougher difficulties without the use of cheat codes would be one tough cookie to crack, whereas this title, the difficulty has been scaled down significantly. The enemies are much smarter and they don't run into walls as much as they did in the first one, but your character is more agile enough to be able to deal with them even in large groups much easier due to the multiple improvements in the game. The controls have been fine-tuned, especially the jumping, which actually feels smooth, unlike the twitchy mess that was in the original. The camera has also been significantly improved on. You can actually focus on battling the enemies this time around and not the camera angle. The targeting system was also for the most part fixed. It can lock in on something you don't want it to from time to time, but you do have a lot better control over it in this one.
Hey! You talking to yourself again? Man, I worry about your sanity sometimes.
The developer of the game was quoted as saying they wanted new players to the series to be able to start fresh and enjoy this story as if it was a standalone game. But personally, after playing both of them, I'd have to say knowing the events of the original game did make the story in this one much more enjoyable. The voice acting specifically in this title was so well done that you really get immersed into the game, almost as if you were playing through a movie in a sense. While most games I actually skip through the story to get to the action, this is one of the few titles I actually sat through and enjoyed the cutscenes. And the ending to the game was also really worth playing through this title just to see what happens. I was so amped after beating this game I ended up immediately starting a new game to play through it a little bit more. The one major flaw that I mentioned in the opening is the length of this game. I've read it can be completed in about 5 hours, which would obviously make for an awesome rental but may disappoint some on a purchase. I personally don't mind the shorter single player games that encourage playing through a second time. It at least gives you a decision of either yes, I enjoyed the game enough to experience it again, or no, and at least seeing everything the game has to offer, as opposed to dragging you through just a bunch of filler junk to extend the length of the game. There are some challenges that will extend maybe another hour or so of play, and some DLC that I haven't yet played, but overall don't expect to be playing this game for weeks. I've said a few times that I truly have to enjoy a game to go after a platinum in the title, and this is one of the very few games I hold a platinum on. If you're able to look past the shortness of this game, I definitely recommend this title to anyone wanting to hack up some stormtroopers. Anyways, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'll be bringing you guys many more Star Wars videos to come.